Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Cosmic Echo, a Tail Leaders podcast. I'm Matt. He's Lee.
Hey, everyone.
Today, we're going to be interviewing Youri Zaritski. He runs the Lucidity for All website, which is a nice starting point, jumping off point for people that are interested in lucidity and out of body experiences and the dream state in general. So let's get right into it. Hey everybody, it's Lee and Matt with another episode of Cosmic Echo. We're here with Youri Zaritski. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct, brother.
Okay,
That's
all
correct.
right. And he runs the site Lucidity for All. It's a nice resource for lucid dreaming, out of body experiences, astral projection. Um, he's out of Malaysia right now, but he's going to talk to us about what he does, his experiences, and we'll have a nice chat about it.
Yeah,
Take
guys,
it away,
thanks
man.
for
Teach
having
us.
me. Oh, guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good, good whatever, whoever, wherever you are. Thanks, guys, for having me on your show, your podcast. I already like your smile and your attitude.
You too, man. You're looking good.
Thanks, brother. I try my best.
So I
I
guess we
still
should
have two kids to grow.
I guess we should start with about your project Lucidity for All. I noticed that you offer courses and guided, basically like a coach for lucid dreaming. What's that like?
Um, yeah, I run some workshops here in Malaysia and Indonesia, and sometimes I'm in Europe. It's very sporadic for Europe. It's a little bit far away from here, so I'm more in Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, more to these regions. And I offer courses as well in one-to-one or small groups by Skype. So the training happens in about 10 hours, 10 to 12 hours, give and take with, the coffee breaks and some dead times, some cigarette pauses, etc. So in 10, 12 hours, so the course I'm offering right now is more access to lucid dreaming, astral projection, out of body. It's a completely technical approach. So uh, without any judgment, on my part. I would just say like that, without too much boo boo baba woo woo. It's very technical. So there is no requirement to be a meditator or achieved master of whatever. You can be just a schoolboy or 15-year-old and just come and listen carefully to what I've got to tell you, and you will have your own experiences, which is cool, because it's if you check, if you go to, there's a lot of misunderstandings going on, basically. So it's nice to have now an approach that allows everyone to do it, without imagining something so mysterious. We are living now in a time where the mystery for the access point is gone, and this is good. This is good stuff, because we don't need to imagine it to be difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
definitely.
hear I hear a lot of people talking about it. Often you hear on the internet and stuff that people have to be spiritual, things like that. Be kind of like gifted in this way. Is that something that you kind of know?
No, 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 absolutely not. It's yeah, yeah. Of course, you can be gifted. What I call gifted is maybe a guy who is very close to guy or girl, close to him or herself. And what does it mean? Is to be careful, attentive. Generally, we'll call it to be more aware and conscious, but be more aware with yourself. Basically, what do you do? What kind of thought patterns you run through? This kind of thing. So that would be considered as gifted. But what does it require? To be attentive, and that everyone can learn, and follow the steps. And the access point is it's not difficult. It's quite easy to achieve. After that, what is interesting is the practice that is after that. After you have the access to the dreaming with awareness, what is interesting is what you do after that.
Yeah. What would be some things that maybe you'd be interested in doing afterwards? You know, like I challenge myself with that too. It's like you know, you get there and then what? You know, people often talk about that. What's something you
A
know
lucid
you're
dreaming
guided
state. You're
towards?
talking about you, because Lee and I, we both have lucid dreaming experiences. I do it every night. Since I was a young kid. Um, I've always had like this kind of like awareness of like a movie screen type thing, and I can just control the movie or whatever I'm playing. Like I have like running soap operas about space, ships and sometimes fantasy wars and things I can go to and just and
When
relive.
when you say Matt, when you say a movie screen, is it you are seeing a screen in front of you, or you are inside the inside the screen?
So I can do both. So it starts out, my awareness of it, of the dream
Uh-huh.
starts out as like
Uh-huh.
a screen, and then
Okay.
it slowly pulls you in, and
Uh-huh.
it's similar to like my meditation state where I'm getting hypnagogic experiences, but it's different. It's like a different. I don't know how to explain it, but there's like different experiences in it. So.
Yeah. Okay. So for you, it's regular to have it in the screen mode like that?
I would say, yeah, actually, I, it starts out as a screen like a movie, and then I can choose to experience the story as a
Dive into
character.
it?
Yeah,
Uh.
as a character in the story, and like
So you dive into the picture, and then you, as like you're talking to me right now, yeah?
yep, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I get that screen very often, very often too.
But I mean, like
Especially in the in between, between the awaken and asleep. When I start to doze off, I get that screen quite often too.
Yuri,
But I don't see a screen. It's not in the box. It's a peripheral.
Exactly.
It's a vision in the periphery. It's not boxed in.
interesting.
Yeah,
I like to say screen because it kind of it's
external.
it's it's kind of like a nice focusing point for people that don't have that experience that you can see something and feel like you're not a part of it, and then you can be a part of it.
You are still conscious about the body, probably.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
a way to explain it.
you are still aware of the body, but you start. Somebody is saying, "Oh, the show is gonna start, bro."
Oh, nice.
You're still laying down, feeling your pillow, and hey, it's gonna start soon, huh? Switch off the phone.
It's also it's interesting
Uh,
that you talked earlier about that you can train anybody to do this type of thing, because out here in the West, in America, we're getting a lot of like exposure to the ideas around ayahuasca and like psychedelics, and like we have like all these EDM concerts, like what is it, Burning Man, that everybody gets
yeah, it's very
DMT and
famous now.
LSD, and there's a lot of conversation about that experience, but not a lot of conversation about the everyday mundane things like dreaming and the type of things that anybody can experience, and some people are more aware of than others. So
But I think both everyone can experience. Everyone can experience psychedelics and everyone can experience dreaming. The thing with dreaming is that it happens every day. So I was wondering what's the difference. Some guys were even calling psychedelic experiences as dreaming while awake. I think maybe the psychological part is that while taking psychedelics is we are so used, the person is so used to the awakened way of functioning that doing something else at the same time is challenging, plus that death thing going on in the head. So the guy will take psychedelics and he will still grab on the life.
mhm.
Nobody wants to die,
Yeah.
so and that is challenging compared to dreaming experience. Your body is asleep, so psychologically you tell yourself, "Oh, it's just a dream."
Yeah.
It's not to say it's just a dream. In both cases, you can have actually the same experience. To 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 what I think. It's just that you will reassure yourself, oh, my body is asleep, and I'm having this experience extra out of the body, basically, not with your physical body, but it's fine because my body is asleep. Plus there was no pill taking, there was no ayahuasca taking, mushroom taking, or whatever. So your psychology, and there is no body requirements to drink, to eat. You're not worried if you're hydrated. You don't worry. You're not worried about all of these things. In the dream state.
You don't
So
need a
for
sitter
that,
either, right?
you don't need a sitter. You just sleep, right? So you can have everything. And in the dream state, you can request to have a psychedelic experience. I don't know if you have guys tried it out, and it's gonna be it's gonna be as I mean, the whole dream state is psychedelic. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard a
And
lot of people saying that the dreams
so
aren't as profound as psychedelic experiences, and I would say I would disagree with that. What do you say about that?
it's the dream. I think what's going on with psychedelics is that they are taking you slowly from one dimension to another, slowly. So on the way of transitioning, the guy or girl will grab himself into this reality frame. He wants to grab. He doesn't want to. Somebody who's never experienced psychedelics. The walls start to move. All these patterns starts on the wall. All of a sudden he realized the patterns are a little bit out of the wall, and maybe the guy start to freak out. What's going on? And what if the guy starts to lose his identity? Here we have maybe 50% of Earth population will start grab on themselves or on the chair where they're sitting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the transition. What I'm saying here, the transition is difficult,
Yeah.
and I think most of the guys stay in the transition. They have not actually transitioned into a completely different state while taking psychedelics. Most of the guys are taking psychedelics, 1 gram, whatever, of the mushrooms, and they go to party and they think they have done it. No, they have not done it. They are in a very light state. Yes, it gives a lot of insights. It has a lot of. You can do healing with it, stuff like that. But it's not. It's not a total experience of being in a totally different place and to have, for example, totally different idea of who you are,
Yeah.
or completely totally lose the idea of your body, and you have no choice. You can't even come back to it.
Yeah.
So I think most of the time is guys are talking about transition, and then they're comparing transitioning, staying in the experience for a few hours, as compared to a dream. It's not like that. What I would compare probably is the dream state, compare the lucid dream, but really, and complete change of what you would call with psychedelic experience, complete change of dimension, being in another world, be with this body or another body or no body, or and remain in there for a long time, because that's what happened in dreams. You stay there with your dream body. You become a woman, a man, or you become an insect, or point, or it's a total experience. So while awakened to achieve that, I find this is the challenge that people run through. It's challenging. It's challenging for somebody to take something at home and become an insect. I think on DMT trips, guys the guys who smoke it, and they have a trip for a few seconds. They have no choice. They die off, and they come back, and they have no words for it.
Yeah.
and they have a seater next to them. So that happens for a few minutes, but they have no choice. Same like in dreams, no choice. You go into it and you are, but psychologically you will say, oh, my body is sleeping, I'm fine, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
And even in dreams, guys think sometimes they are dead, you know.
Yeah.
They come back and think, oh, maybe I died, or they come back and say, oh, I will never die. I have seen my astral body now, so I know I will never die. You know, same kind of conclusion actually.
Youri, I had a question about you were talking about your intention, like what you do once you get to this stage. What's something that you kind of do with your uh, experience? You know, like what is your goal when you go out of your body, or now that you've done it, obviously quite a bit.
It's you see that there are three aspects. One is the memory. Second is the intention, and third is what you are doing and being capable to perform it. So maybe we don't know if you have time to talk about the memory, but I'm just saying memorizing the information is important, and and then how to intend something, to have intention to do something. So yeah, so I have a goal. Basically, most of the time is I have a goal unless I didn't program myself tonight I'm gonna practice, maybe I have a drink with my boxing coach quite regularly, so I come back home after a few beers and I'm telling myself just sleep, but wake up middle of the night and something is going on, I just may take the opportunity and go with it, but maybe my mind is not sharp and I have no idea what I want to do. Yeah, but most of the time I try to not I try. I usually have a goal to achieve.
Yeah, I mean, like, what would be a goal that you like, if it's not too personal, what is the goal that you kind of try to achieve when you're in that stage?
No, absolutely no. It's on my side right now. I came across man. I had absolutely no intention. I had no intention of this thing to happen. But recently, I met this. Actually, it was the whole story started about 3 years ago. It's
Tell us, man. Sounds good.
you tell me if it sounds boring. So
No.
okay, and I don't want to fall into this category of guys. Oh, you teach lucid dreaming and you have a special power story, whatever shit to tell people. No, it's not. It's not like that at all. But since you tell, that's my intention right now. So it took about. I would make it short. Okay, so 3 years ago, I had this experience. I was I don't know. It started not lucid at all. I was with a gun running through open space in a kind of rainforest or something like that, and so I don't know. I was a hunter for why I have no idea, or what I don't know. I had a gun, so I'm running, and then I realized that that there was a fence. I arrived to that fence, and then as I look above the fence, that there is one lion and one black panther.
Okay.
And I know that in my gun I have only one bullet.
Oh.
so I decide to fuck off.
Okay, good idea.
Remember, I am not lucid, but I calculate, two animals. I'm alone with one bullet. I better run away and run the risk that probably maybe out of two, only one will start chasing me. So that was my logic, my non-lucid, not aware logic at that time.
Sounds sound, though.
As I turn around to run away, I hear a very feminine voice behind my back saying, "What are you running from?" I turn back, and this black panther jumps over me, a bit like in a movie. The little boy lost in the jungle, with Panther.
Like the Jungle Book kind of thing?
The Jungle Book, yeah. So this Black Panther jumps on me, put the two paws on each of my shoulder completely on me, and I look at the face of this panther, and this is where I got lucid immediately. I know I knew where I was, what's going on. There was no more gun story, nobody to kill, nobody to run away, and and then I had. So I had a small conversation with this panther, but basically I was impressed by it was feminine and super strong, super strong. It was like uh, stinky strength, you know.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The strength was, I was in the strength of the panther, you know. So all I found to do is I asked the panther, can I touch your body, because it was so muscled, you know.
Hmm.
So I woke up with that feeling of the strength of the
Wow.
panda. After that, I resigned from my job and I went on a
Wow.
completely different journey. It was just few weeks after that gave resignation. I don't know if it was triggered by that. I'm just looked on the dates. It was sometime there, you know. And so I resigned from my job. I was a cost controller in oil and gas company, French company, Technip, and I gave my resignation. Since then, I congratulate myself every day, because now I run for myself and not for
Wow.
somebody. So which is, I'm very lucky for that. So I have to work when I have to work, but I gotta do what I gotta do now.
Hmm.
And then listen, then few months back, again, I'm not intending this thing to happen. And that I have the full story actually on my site. You just go there, you will find the panther and the panther story. The whole thing is written there.
Okay.
So I found myself on a table. So I just go short with it now. I found myself on a table, just quickly. Yeah? I'm sitting on a table. In front of me, there is this dude, about 50-year-old, something like that. Not too old, not too young, and he has like a badge, you know, on his
Like an
written, and
officer.
it's
Okay.
yeah, and it's written Panther.
Oh,
Oh.
interesting.
You
Huh.
know, a guy. His name is Panther. Oh my God! You know, you usually, you know, in the dream state, it's not a big requirement, but you usually, to beginners, you will say you need to, you know, to get involved with the dream so that you don't wake up too fast. So it's called, you know, anchoring techniques. You know, you get yourself running with all your senses with the dream. You get involved, you know, so you don't get pulled back to the body. Uh, you know, but in this case, and I don't like those techniques. You know, it's a bit, you know, it's a bit running over them, you know, touching things, you know. It's a bit tiring, you know. It's
Mm.
you constantly checking around if the dream is not getting washed out, so you don't
Okay.
you don't wake up too early, and oh, it's such a hassle, right?
Definitely.
So it's almost boring, you know. You know. So, and I was sitting on the table, guys, no technique whatsoever, and I knew that I will not wake up.
Hmm.
I knew it. So I'm sitting in front of this guy, and all that. There was many things going on the table. He was teaching us how to do astral projection. It was astral projection out of body course by this guy. He was passing by, doing some things on our heads and all that, you know, this kind of stuff, and telling you how you hold it like that, how do it like this, blah, blah, blah. Then he was telling, now we're gonna project, you know, in this room, and while you're projecting, be careful to differentiate who is from this table and who is not. So I'm like, oh my God, there's like 12 guys. I'm seeing them for the first time in my life. I got to remember all the faces to know. You know, once you project from the table, who else? You know, how do you know if this guy is from this table or if it's somebody else? You know, you have 12 faces to remember. It was quite something.
Hmm.
So anyway, something interesting happened there. One interesting part is at some point I'm taking the last bread from the table. We are eating some soup, very nice soup. I take some bread, marvelous. I take the last bread from the table, and then this panther guy tells me, Yuri, do you mind to pass me your bread? And I say, yeah, sure. I give him my bread. This guy starts to, you know, hold the bread in his hand, and he starts to tear off pieces from the bread.
Huh.
Okay.
And after he divide this bread in small pieces, he eat one and he passed to the table. So
Okay.
everyone starts eating the small piece of the bread and finishing by me and another guy on my left, or girl. That's it. But the thing is, many things happen after that. I wake up, start to make a research, and to my astonishment is one of the fathers of Jesus is Panther, is a soldier of the army of what's the army there? So it's one of the fathers of potential fathers.
Okay.
Okay.
One was the Mason and one is the military guy, and there is a statue for him somewhere in Israel, somewhere there. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So I was quite impressed by this. So my intention on my table now is to find him again, communicate again, stuff like that.
Huh.
Another thing I want to revisit, but closer, is the moon. Still escaping me for some time.
Oh, like travel to the moon?
Yeah, travel to the moon. I was quite close, but still escaping me for some reason. I don't know, some subconscious
Maybe it moves too fast.
limitation. I don't know. No, I was already there. I was few hundred meters away, but the transition happened so fast between me being in the bed, laying down, still having the awareness of my body in bed, and then boom, in front of the moon, in space. So that sometime, even a guy like me, sometime I get startled. Just the transition happens a bit fast.
That's a great story, man.
That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like how did you get into this whole lucid dreaming and out of body experience stuff? Like what really got you into that?
It
Or is
was
that
it
part of
was
that story?
really no, it was by accident. It was really by accident. It's funny, for some reason when I was much younger, I was thinking it's some kind of game for kids or something like that, or the term. I never took time to go and look in the dictionary what lucid meant until I was about 20, something like that. So I had dreams and all that, but I was always interested by everything that is a bit mysterious, mystical, and all of that. So I enrolled to learn yoga, and so I became yoga teacher, and then I started to meditate and all that. And I was basically looking for experiences similar to Doctor Strange movie,
Ah,
something
yeah.
like that. I wanted that stuff, and then it was by an accident. It was really by an accident. I was downloading all kinds of books related to yoga, meditation, all that, and then there was this book called Supreme Yoga. So I'm like, oh my god, Supreme. Okay, so
Yeah.
of course you open that book before all the other hundreds of books of Supreme Yoga. Okay, and it was nothing to do with yoga. It was techniques. It was one of the first techniques by Michael Raduga. Maybe you know him, right? Do you
No,
know
no,
Michael
no.
Michael Raduga? You know this Russian guy?
I think
Russian
the
guy
is it
name
with
the
the
sounds
face guy?
familiar.
face guy, the face
Okay,
guy,
yeah.
yeah. So it was one of his first books, his first techniques, and I started practicing them, and I had success in the first 3 days.
Wow.
And I was like, holy ravioli!
Yeah.
Finally, I've got something there. So I called that day a point of no return, because you guys know what lucid dreaming looks like.
Yep.
So for me, what the first one, I will never forget. It's not what I have seen, is not what I have done, is what happened inside me when I have seen it happening. The whole realization that I am somewhere else, and this is real. That hit me big time on my face, and since then I never stopped exploring.
That's an excellent
And
story.
then I just pursue, and I had more and more experiences, and then I met the mushrooms very very luckily in my life, and then I developed from there.
That's awesome. Me,
Yeah,
me
so that's
personally, for me, I was unaware that other people didn't have these kind of experiences because from a young age, I had recurring nightmares. I came into lucidity like probably not the greatest way. I had like a reoccurring nightmare that
uh-huh.
somebody was out to kill me, and then eventually they got so bad that I started having hypnagogic experiences, which is sleep paralysis. So
Mm-hmm.
you become like super aware, and then like something in your awareness would like a figure would scare you awake, and you'd like wake up and you'd be in, sweating like, oh my god, I'm about to die. But eventually it started happening so often that I just let the dream, bad guy, they change all the time. I let the dream bad guy kill me, and the dream restarted. And that was the kind of feedback loop in my head that was like, this isn't real, but it feels real. Like, what's going on here? I feel like I can control this. And then like after a while, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop having this. I'm gonna stop letting the dream kill me, and I'm gonna kill it. And I just like from then on, I had like superpowers, and I was like,
Superpowers.
just like my hands were like I just like melt things and like break down walls and like go like Neo in the Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, my experiences with dreams were like what I said. I had like running soap operas, like a book, like characters I would return to and just like live life with them in my dreams. And it was so strange to me whenever I talk to people. They're like, "Yeah, I don't dream," or, you know, "I can't remember my dreams." I'm like, that's so
What?
strange. Like,
Yeah, you find that in your experiences, Yuri? Like, do you find other people? Are you kind of amazed by like some people being kind of oblivious about your experiences that they've haven't had them?
You mean in daily life or no, in
Yeah, like if you
dreaming
were
or?
just bring up in conversation about lucid dreaming or outer body experiences, like it's nothing to you, but you may talk to somebody that doesn't understand
Oh
what you're talking
man,
about.
oh man, I'm at the point where I don't care.
Yeah.
No, I really don't care what other guys think about it. I explore on my own now, and I don't care what other guys think. I mean, you guys know exactly what it is. You I don't need to explain it. I had this this amazement at the beginning. At
mhm.
the beginning, I had to explain to all my friends, tell them, "Oh, it's amazing," and I have lost a few. The guys that not come on, Yuri. It's every time you want to talk about lucid dreaming, I I it's not why is it so important. I'm like, oh, come on, man, it's the most amazing thing in the world. How
Yeah.
can you even ask me? It's for me it was unbelievable, and I was like, oh my god, how can you live your life without doing it? It's the same thing I would say. How can you live your life? And okay, I'm not inciting anyone to do psychedelics here, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, I would say the same thing with psychedelics. Of course, in a country where it's legal, so you don't
Yeah.
put yourself in danger, and you are with people you trust, But I would say the same thing for psychedelics, For and I would pinpoint immediately the mushrooms, and they are super safe. You can eat the weight of your body in mushrooms, and you will be fine. You cannot do that with sugar. You cannot do that with coffee. You cannot do that with salt. You cannot do that with bananas. You cannot do that with
Very true.
practically nothing. But you can do this with mushrooms. You can eat your body weight is mushrooms apparently and be fine. So this is how
Do
safe
you
it
know
is.
anybody that's done that?
No, no, I
Just
know
kidding,
only
man.
I know only Kilindi who is doing 40 grams dry, so that is half kg wet,
Wow, yeah, that's quite a bit.
half kg. But I mean, go and try to eat half kgs of mushrooms.
Yeah,
You don't finish them up, man.
yeah,
You gotta eat them dry, wet ones. You can't eat so much, man. It's impossible. But you see, it's very safe. It's not safe with all the. I'm against all the hard drugs.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm I'm not judging there, but when I look guys who are taking heroin, cocaine, they have a face to it, you know.
Yeah.
They have a certain face, you know, a cocaine guy or a heroin guy. I have a few. I had friends who are cocaine guys, and I don't like it, man. When I look how what this thing does to them, I don't want to do it, man.
Yeah.
I never even did it.
Yeah.
And my kids will grow, and I will tell them. I mean, look at them. They look on top of the world, but
Yeah.
are
They
they?
don't look right, man.
Are
Something's
they
wrong.
really? You know, are they? Something is a bit, you know, out. They get a little bit nervous there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it sounds like
While
you're pretty
oh,
confident in your belief system with or your experiences enough. You have enough confidence to really talk about it, and you believe in it. You know, you're like you believe it because you had these experiences.
now, you see, Lee, it's, I wouldn't. Yeah. Sometimes I use the word belief, but belief is more of is like saying I want it to be something, but do not have the the proof of it. It's a
Yeah.
bit like I believe in Jesus, but I have not met one. I believe in God, but I have never met. You know, it's so that would be belief. It's not a belief because it's something that we practice. I mean, you can believe you are real right now, right? Who
Yeah.
has the proof that you have a proof that you are existing right now? So do we call it belief as well? You know, we would call everything belief then.
Yeah, it's interesting that you talk
Ah,
about that. Like the nature of consciousness, if you will, has always been like very shoddily defined, and it's just something we believe because we experience it, right? Like everybody is experiencing the same 3D virtual reality, like whatever you want to call it,
mm,
creation. Everybody's experiencing it. We can communicate with the same language, but not everybody is experiencing lucid dreaming. And furthermore, not everybody that is experiencing lucid dreaming has out of body experiences or can astral project. There's layers of these of mental states that we 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 don't have much awareness of as a people.
personally, Matt, do you separate all these experiences? On my side, I don't. I seriously do not separate much astral projection, out of body, and lucid dreaming. I don't know. It's very. I don't know. I don't make a difference. I don't make a difference. I do not. I do my best to do not make any difference there. The only thing that I differentiate is uh, where my awareness is. How does it look like? Maybe, and what do I do with it? You know, how I feel in it. You know, and that's it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all. You know, it's. But I will not say, oh, I'm. That okay. One very clear, because uh, this awakening time, provided I'm doing a reality test, you know, just for the fun of it, just
Yeah.
saying, okay, I'm not flying, I'm not pushing
You're
two
real
finger
right now.
through my hand, or you know, I'm not flying. Okay, so I call this is program number one. Or like if you read Carlos Castaneda, okay, I would say, okay, this is assemblage point number one. And then anything else, it's all different programs, all different assemblage points, and they are total, you know, total in terms of it's a completely different reality frame world. Uh, the only thing that seems to be different is the stability, you know, and how do we access those worlds. So here we wake up and oh, it's a good one. It's very stable, man.
Yep,
Super stable, man.
definitely.
You can look at something and keep looking at it and do a meditation on it, and you do the same thing in the dream state, and you might change the dream or wake up. You know, uh, psychedelic experience is the same. If you start staring at something, you will start to switch realities as well. It helps. It's one of the techniques too, to start to switch from one place to another. but it's less stable. But so the only thing I make a difference is, okay, I know everyone knows program number one. We don't need to define it, and then it's other reality frames. That's it. But lucid dreaming, out of body experience, astral projection. Now that's why I call it shift, and that's why I have this. I started a new project, the Shifter. Is shifting. It's shifting the reality frames. You know,
Okay.
that's how I see it. Right or wrong.
No, that makes sense, man. Like reality is just real. We feel like it's real, you know, and then there's different shifts of reality, I guess you could say. You know, like a lucid dream would be another shift, and then maybe an out of body experience would be slightly different shift.
Yeah, but you see, when you say it, you already put a name on the channel. You see,
Right.
you
Yeah.
say, oh, this is channel lucid dreaming. This is
Yeah.
channel out of body. This is channel astral projection. Okay, how many more?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So we have these three words,
Or
and how many more do you have? You know, and they're different. It's all different shifts, different assemblage points as per Carlos Castaneda. Maybe
yeah, you were talking about like entry points or something like that, or before you were talking about once you were able to enter. I forget what you called it. It was like enter something you were talking about. Then you can
oh
kind of
the
travel. It's like a
you,
portal
you
kind of in a way.
it's when you was talking about my programs for the
Oh yeah,
workshops
yeah, yeah,
and the classes, is it? It's no, it's the access techniques.
yeah. Okay,
The
yeah,
techniques. So basically, how do you access the experience of lucid dreaming, out of body, astral projection, or shifting? Simply, how I like to call it, is
I mean, I don't want to like take away anything from your business or anything, but can you give us a
no,
little
no, no,
bit
no,
of
no, 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 no.
like
I have
a
no
little bit
secrets.
of
It's
information about that, man? You know, to pull us in there.
no,
You know,
no
something
secrets,
we can
brother.
take
It's
away
all.
with.
It's not a secret. It's all available. It's just a question to find it out, and finding it in a good manner. That's so. But it's all out there. It's just buried into all this. You know,
Yeah,
it took me
yeah.
many years to
Shift through
navigate
the
into
crap,
this.
right?
The belief
I did
systems
the
attached
astral
to it, you know.
projection for years. You know, I studied Robert Bruce in depth. And when I say study, I spent a year or two there. You know,
Okay.
astral projection. I don't know until I like to call it. I don't call it astral projection. Now I call it astral erection.
Oh, what? Tell us about that, man. What's that all
No,
about?
no. So I studied all of this, and it's basically there is three ways of doing it. Is you go directly from a waking state. Now you talk to me. Now you say, oh, I'm so professional. I'm gonna close my eyes, guys. Give me a moment of silence, and I close my eyes, and you're gonna project. So this is very often what guys are imagining. You know, you do astral projection, so you are you do it professional. You know, you do it the
Yeah,
hard
yeah,
way. You have a coffee. You talk to a friend on internet, and now, oh, moment of silence. I'm gonna
yeah,
project. So
yeah.
that's what everybody think about. So that's one access point. Yes, this is a more difficult one because you need to go from from your normal way of functioning. Your grip on is on this program. You are shifted to this reality frame, and you want to shift somewhere else. It's the most difficult one because we are so programmed on this channel.
Mm,
So to move
okay.
from this to something else is the most difficult one. Then the other one that everyone knows about is a spontaneous realization within the dream state. So you are dreaming, and I like to give this example of you meet the pink elephant who starts talking to you, or like my story of the Black Panther who jumps on
Yeah,
me, start talking to me, and then that hits you. Oh, that just doesn't click. Pink elephant. There are no pink elephants. There are no Black Panthers who are talking to me. So that is a clash of information, and that will trigger your questioning of where you are. So that is a spontaneous realization of a person to be in a dream state. So that is as valid as the guy who is doing from the waking state moving to a dreaming state directly. It's the point of arrival is exactly the same. You're arriving to the dream state and you know it. There is another access point that not many people talk about, but they actually do it. It's even the guy who is moving from waking state to dreaming state. In 90% of the time, they're actually doing what I'm gonna tell you. It's the other access point is that's the easiest one, is upon awakening. When you just wake up, you are already 1 foot in the dream state and 1 foot in the waking state. So if you it's best not to move the body, because if you move the body, you activate you are basically pulling yourself more to waking channel. You are more shifting to the waking state rather than staying in the dream state. And then you apply all the techniques that there are tons of them. Whatever the technique you apply, it doesn't matter actually. But basically you are trying to do something different than usual thing, wake up, scratch your head, turn around, fall asleep again, or wake up, go to have a pee, or wake up and go to. So you're doing different. You're doing a technique, and then because you are take example of false awakenings. So when you have you think you woke up, but actually I have my guys that pass by. So you can have a false awakening and you don't know it. But because you're gonna apply some techniques, the dream state will reveal itself to you. If you don't test it, you won't know. You think you woke up in the middle of the night, scratch your head, turn around. If there is a camera or somebody there, they will check and they will see that you never moved, you never scratched your head. So you wake up, so you already program your mind, you already have intention. At night, if I wake up, well, it's not if. You do wake up. When you wake up, you're gonna apply the techniques, and they're gonna work. They're gonna review itself. If you try to float from your bed. So if you are floating, you have the answer. You try to rotate yourself in bed, and you are rotating. You can't rotate in bed. You have the answer. You try to teleport. You teleport it successfully. No question asked where you are. You try to swim. You are in the sea. Okay, you are not questioning if you are still in bed, right? So it's and the transition can be fast, right? You guys know. You are in bed, and all of a sudden you hear the seashore, and you are on the seashore. So no question asked. So it's the only thing is do something. You wake up, do something. So you do something different.
That's pretty cool, man. That's a good technique.
It's 3 access points basically. So in the beginners, it's better start with awakenings rather than doing the direct transition. Wake with the wild technique, wake induced lucid dreaming. It has pros and cons. Because upon awakening, the thing is we are without knowing it, most of the guys program themselves to wake up and do nothing, or wake up and turn around and just sleep. So the difficulty will be to actually wake up and do something, and this can take time for some individuals, because just so programmed to do nothing. So
so you're saying like to wake back to bed, you get up and actually go do something in your house after waking up?
No. I'm talking about when performing something when you just wake up. This is not a wake induced lucid dream, because you just come back from sleep. Wake induced lucid dream is more you are talking to me, and you go to lay down in bed, and then you go from wake induced. So you're awakened. Your state is awakened, and then you go to sleep.
But you're talking about waking up and then going to do something actually physically.
That is, you're talking about maybe what you are mentioning is wake back to bed, which is a more refined technique where you sleep for a certain amount of time, You get rid of the deep sleep, and then you go wake yourself up, so your awareness comes back to almost your normal state of functioning, and then you go back to sleep with you who has awakened your awareness to a good point, and then you go back to sleep with that awakened awareness. But you go back to sleep, you still want to sleep, you underslept, so you still have another 3-4 hours to sleep, and then you go back to, but that is, you are still going from awakened to asleep, so that is still considered wake induced
Oh, okay.
um, lucid experience. The other one is you wake up and you perform immediately something on the spot. You don't wait even 1 second. You woke up,
So
or
what are they
you're
performing? I guess that's what I was getting at.
the same techniques.
Okay.
Exactly the same, climbing a rope, climbing a ladder,
Okay.
moving your hand, but not your physical hand, yeah, your astral hand, your dream hand. You're moving the image of your hand. You try to you view yourself somewhere else, another part of your house. uh, you picture yourself. I don't know, if you're a pianist, picture yourself playing piano. uh, if you shave yourself every day, you picture yourself shaving, but when you picture yourself, you mean you do it fully, you feel the floor with your feet, you feel the temperature of the room, you hear you hear the sounds of that place, you feel the water on your hands, you go with it 100%, as much as you can. So that's so you just woke up and you 100% go in, you become the technique.
I
So
see.
if it's teleportation, you imagine yourself in front of the moon, where you picture yourself in space. I don't know, if you are swimming, you are swimming,
Yeah, that makes sense, man.
It's fast. It's the results is we will come under 1 minute. It's not you. So that's why it's very it's the pro of this technique is that it's you don't need to suffer. You sleep at night like everybody does, and you just perform it upon awakenings. So it's for
Interesting.
that is good. This technique has a lot of tweaks and to make it work much better. But basically, that's what you do.
So you're saying like
That's
it's different for kind of a slight difference between each person, kind of that works best, I guess.
no. It's this works best for anybody. It works. It's much better to do it for a beginner. For example, because then the beginner does not have to go through the hassle of how do you go to sleep,
Yeah.
while you try to do something. Everyone knows how to go to sleep without doing anything.
Yeah.
But how do you go to sleep with you want to do something? You want to be aware in the dream. So the main problem of everyone, I mean, there is two, is either you will fall asleep and nothing will happen, and that's the best case. And the worst case, you lie down and you try to do something and you never fall asleep. So the guy stayed there half an hour, 1 hour, sweating, not moving, trying not to scratch your face, suffering, frustrating, and it's a frustrating time there. So it's much better for a beginner to start with practicing when they just woke up, because they have already achieved the state. The state is already there. They just need to take advantage of it. That's it. Much easier.
Or use a good teacher like yourself, right? You gotta put that out there, man. You gotta be proud of what you did, man. You got a good thing going.
Brother. No, it's not entirely me. I picked up a lot of things from other guys, so we can say thank you to. I'm very very thankful to Michael Raduga. He's a bit of a lone wolf. I got to interview him one day, but I'm not sure he wants. I worked for him for about a year and a half, I worked with his research out-of-body research institute in Moscow. I was the only teacher in English because I speak English. He migrated to California. He's with you guys there.
Okay.
Yeah.
He did some experiments and all that, but you don't see much of him. You know, he writes books. He does workshops in Russian. The last one was in 2015, and I think that from what he said, that was the last one.
Wow.
I think maybe we have one thing in common is we are both quite passionate about it. So we do research on our own, and but me, I teach. The difference is I teach. He writes books now, and he has a little army of guys who teach. They teach in Russian. No. So coming back, no, brother. There are many guys, wonderful guys who do it. I'm just one of them, and I'm very thankful to. We had fathers and grandfathers who did it. You know, I didn't come to the picture first and say, "Oh, I did everything on my own."
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, many guys did the research, so we are the third. We are probably the third generation now, and there will be fourth generation. I'm growing two boys. There will be the fourth generation of it.
Do they practice astral projection as well?
They are 4 and 5 now, so a bit young. So they know what dreaming is.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So they make the difference now, and they come to me and tell me their dreaming experiences. So they tell me, "Oh, I did this, I did that, I flew." They
That's
fly,
awesome.
man. They fly, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
They are
That's
flying, man. They're like so natural about, I'm flying. I flew to the window, Papa. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And then, but I'm careful,
Yeah.
because I was. It was my little boy. It was my younger boy, Victor. Talking about the boys, this story of Panther.
Oh, yeah.
The Black Panther is one of the how you call it, mascot. We have two mascot in Lucidity for all.
Oh,
I
okay.
think
Yeah.
I think the lion will come in as well, but we have Black Panther and the owl.
okay.
And coming
Okay.
back to the story of the Black Panther, is after this experience, I gave the middle name for my two boys is Panther.
Ah.
So my young one is Victor Zakiel Panther
Oh.
Zaritski. So and the elder one is Ethan Marley because Bob Marley Panther Zaritski.
Nice. That's interesting that you say that, because the more I look into it, now that I'm into this lifestyle of learning about dreams and becoming more aware and conscious of them, there seems to be benefits with being aware of your dreaming and remembering them. Like you actually have people have been shown to have better memory recall, and different other types of actual brain and cognitive function enhancements from doing these types of techniques. And it's definitely it's definitely good to see that you're passing that stuff on, because it may have tertiary benefits to it. I forgot what I was going to say. I was in the middle of your story.
Let me continue with dream memory and see if you pick it up.
Okay.
Okay, I have this theory. Okay, this is physical thing, nothing metaphysical there. Is it has been, if not mistaken, now it has been proven that an adult, after 22-year-old, our neurons circuits are not fixed. They are the neuron. How is it? Not droid and
Like dendrites?
The anodes, the dendroids, anodes, whatever. The tentacles of the they are constantly changing, remodeling themselves. I teach maths as well. I'm a maths and physics teacher, and I tell my guys, if you keep practicing mental calculation, 8 by 8, 7 by 8, it's many guys are not very good in it, but if you keep doing it, actually you get better in it. So what happens I understood from the research that has been done now is that when we keep doing something, doing a certain exercise in the brain, the first time when you do it, the neuron patterns that you have already in the brain will try to accommodate, will try to send the electricity through these passageways for you to perform that action. But that takes time. So the action is taking certain amount of time. Like for example, I practice boxing, so for me to do a certain chain of moves and jab, cross, hook, whatever, and it takes certain time because the muscles don't fire up, my brain can't fire up, so as you do it and you keep soliciting, keep asking the nervous circuits to do it more and more and more, it starts to connect physically. So instead of performing that action with the neural patterns that you have, so it's a bit like a software. Oh, I have a computer, so I will come up with a software with the chips that I have to perform that action.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of that, after a while, your brain become hardwired. So your action become much more direct, and the amount of current that you pass through that neural pattern is much bigger. So you have more neural impulse going there. You have much bigger access, and you can access more things. That is why I think the practice of dream journaling is very important for the memory. Remember, I talked about the memory is one of the aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can practice dreaming practices and all of that, but you will forget many experiences, or you will pass through the night and don't remember anything. So uh, I'm maintaining a dream journal. You know what I believe, what it does. You wake up in the middle of the night. The technique is you take a few short description. You just put a few words, 3, 4, 5 words, but that will allow you in the morning to recover the whole dream. You need to remember that, or you had a dream about aliens, or you flying or diving, at least a few words, you were a blue man diving into the ocean meeting somebody, But if you don't have a blue man diving in the morning, do you remember? Oh shit! I was dreaming about something last night. I woke up and I knew exactly what it was, and now I have no idea.
Yeah.
That is what is happening. Very amnesia-like experience,
Yeah.
So a few words, and then in the morning write down the whole experience. Usually the results go in a week time. So the guy who doesn't remember anything, about 2-3 days, starts to remember 2-3 dreams per night, and very quickly it becomes 5-6 dreams. It's very achievable in 5-6-7 days, just in a week time, by journaling these things. So what is happening, I believe what is happening there, we create that highway access to the dream memories in the brain. So, and the thing is, once you start to create that highway, and I understood that in the brain, in our physical hard drive, there is the waking experiences and dream experiences are completely two different regions in the brain. They're not in one place. Because I understood is to keep our kind of sanity, or what, to do not confuse the dreaming experiences with waking experiences. So by journaling, we create. I think we create this highway, this hardwired connection to the dream memory in the brain, and then we can remember much better.
Interesting.
So it takes very short time, but that's what we gotta do.
Yeah, it's
Interesting. Yeah.
interesting you say that. I also have now it re-sparked the memory. I also have a strange phenomenon of I'm a daydreamer. I daydream a lot, so sometimes they get to the point where I am literally somewhere else while still taking in sensory information about my surroundings, and I can snap back to reality. But I'm a space cadet, as people like to say, in America. But I would be able to, like, if I'm watching a YouTube video on some scientific phenomenon, I'm like, oh, that's cool, Myoelectrics bionic arms was something I was looking at recently. When I go to bed, I can enter this dream state mode where I remember what I was daydreaming about, and I replay that and I add to it in like this creative, like almost like inventor mode. Like I have a trope of being an inventor where I design stuff, but whenever I wake up from that designing, like, oh, I built something in my dream scenario, I never remember the details of how to do it, or very rarely. So it's kind of great that you mentioned dream journaling, because I should probably start doing that to remember these. I probably have some kind of inventor like mind that I could utilize. But yeah, like I was saying, like you could like these the 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 dream states, even if it's a waking dream, like a daydream, the more you experience it and the more you're able to recall it, the better at recalling you get about
Yeah,
dreams.
yeah, yeah. The more you recover one dream, congratulations. Two dreams, congratulations. And then the next day, wake up and still read then you wake up on day two, you write down the second day and you reread the first day. On day three, you write down the day three and you read your day one and day two. You write you. So basically, you like you say, Matt, you daydream, but I'm not just reading the just not just simply reading the story of my dream. I am daydreaming about, oh, I was there. I'm like, I'm there again. Daydreaming about that dream. And that, I think, that is the way to increase that memory, increase that capacity to record experiences better. And I think this is the same stuff with day-to-day lives. You can't remember your 20 years of life or 30 years of life right on the spot like that. You gotta sit down and think about it. And what did I do 1 hour ago, minute by minute? I have no idea.
Man, I have a hard time
What
remembering yesterday. So,
yesterday
20
exactly.
years ago.
You can't remember yesterday. What happened? Sometimes, my God, really? Really? Yesterday? I can't. What did I do yesterday? Don't ask me last week.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't ask me about it. Main events? Yes. Don't ask me what happened Monday night last week? No, no, no. You're asking me too much, bro.
Yuri, it's talking about memory. I've been asked this quite a bit and brought this up a few times. Do you think that people astral project every single night and we just can't remember it?
Can you repeat one more time? I
Yeah,
didn't get it.
do you think that people have out of body experiences every single night and they just can't remember them?
Yeah, because it's yeah, yeah. First of all is the REM. Now we have this research about the REM period of sleep and non-REM
Yeah.
period of sleep. So even if we don't, because when we say astral projection, we will immediately, okay, do you project your soul
Yeah.
astral body? Okay, but let's just downgrade it. It's not
Yeah.
downgrade.
Yeah.
When I say dreaming, it's as strong. It is as strong as astral projection for me. So it's
Okay.
not downgrading. When I say dreaming practices, it's not below astral projection practices. It's all
All the same.
encompassing. It's
Okay, that
all
makes
it's
sense.
it's taking everything together. uh, it's everyone dreams, and it's we also dream in the deep sleep as well. It's just not the same kind of dreams. They are not. They are maybe not as colorful, not as stable, maybe shorter, but they are there. You could be snoozing in the afternoon, making a nap, and have a very quick dream there too. It's just the memory. It's just the memory. And the thing that is very very easy, the easy pattern that you can notice, guys who do not remember dreams usually are guys who sleep less than 6 hours, who are burdened by their life problems. I'm not saying don't take care of your uh, Lee. Are you moving? You look a little bit.
His
Ma-
video
ma-
might have
Yeah,
cut out.
Lee got stick to it.
Must the
He
cat must have got
he
his
got,
Ethernet
he
cable.
got yeah. Okay, we wait for him for a while. Hopefully he comes back to us. Yeah, so you usually it's guys who and I'm not saying don't take care of your life or anything like this, but uh, the pattern is a bit like this: is the guys who don't sleep enough, and they are very a little bit overworked, overworked maybe. But it doesn't mean that the guy who sleep minimal time of hours and overworked will not dream, but just don't remember dreams. And it's guys don't pay attention to it, so
Yeah, it's
they don't pay attention, and then they don't get it. After a while, when everybody is a kid, everybody dreams, and then as time goes, go to school, go to work, and then it's just a dream. And
exactly.
there, guys, you lose it.
Yeah, there's
There
definitely
you lose it.
you definitely have to want to have that ability to recall dreams to do it. Like most people don't even care about the dream states. They'd be like, why would you care about remembering a dream?
Yes.
Like it doesn't matter. People are very some people are very stuck in this reality and want to make things happen here rather than exploring
Yeah,
something else.
and they will say, "Oh, why is it useful?" Shall we try to make Matt come back?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a hold of Lee right now. Let's see.
Lisa,
He's,
sorry.
he says his internet died and to keep rolling with the interview. So.
All right. Okay. Let's roll 2 hours.
Okay.
Um,
So like we were saying,
let's make a wish that Lee comes back.
Yeah, I think he'll be able to handle his internet problems, and I'm the one that has most of the video capture and recording going on anyway. So
Okay.
so it's all happening here.
Okay.
So to get back to that point of awareness and consciousness, I noticed you kind of have this theme of that dreaming, like these different states of dreaming are all one dream. But I've been in the studies of this types of things. I've been trying to create and learn about repeatable techniques to get a certain experience, like an out of body experience, like an actual projection type experience, or my normal state is lucid dreaming, but some people have to learn how to do that, and so that's all centered around my idea that these are different mental states. Like that.
Tell me about it.
Like, sometimes so like a meditation state. Like I meditate a lot. I practice this. I try to practice Kriya Yoga, which are like moving body parts and try while meditating and trying to affect my energy. So I've had some success with that, and I enter a different state of awareness because I've approached a dreamlike state from a state of like hyper awareness, and I feel like that's a different mental state. Or most people have this
waking state.
from a waking state, or even like a lucid dreaming type experience, because the experiences I have when meditating are they affect my sensation of it in a much more real way than some of my lucid dreaming experience. Some lucid dreaming experiences are the real thing, the real deal. Like but it's nice to see that you don't have any you disambiguate this whole type thing. of
No, I
dreaming
don't
state?
want. I don't want because it's just labeling things. Start to label them and fixing them up. You know, we are not even sure where we are right now. So why would I label something in a new terrain? You know, as if I know mine.
Okay. Yeah, that's
You
a
know, I don't even know mine. You know, as I tend to think that it's a kind of I find some humans behave a little bit robotically. So I tend to, and there is a little bit of back and forth information going on between me and the environment.
okay.
You know, those coincidental moments where, for example, you like telepathy thing.
Hmm.
You think about something, somebody starts calling you. Okay, we all heard about it. But okay, what do you do with it? You know, it happens to you once, twice. You know, I'm almost, not almost. I'm completely fine by now with the electronics that answer me.
Hmm.
You know, I like yesterday. You know, I'm. I was. What was the movie? Uh, you see, the difficulty to remember yesterday. Let's say I was watching a movie yesterday, and
Um,
then wait, huh? Bright with Bright, the new movie this year. You know
Brat?
the Bright with inside you've got the elves, orcs, humans, with
Oh, yeah, I know what you're.
uh,
I've never seen it,
with the
but
black guy. What's his name? The Man in Black. Ah,
Will Smith?
see, Will Smith. Yeah, with Will Smith. Have you seen that movie?
I have not, but
Okay, so
I'm
at
not.
some
I'm not much
point,
of a movie goer myself. Like,
really,
no.
I like movies. So I was starting to watch it on the projector, and then my wife was next to me, and then she was like, "Oh, is it a nice movie? And is it nice?" And I tell her, "Yeah, it's a nice movie. You're gonna like it."
Mhm.
And then immediately in the movie, so Will Smith was I think he was with his wife, and the wife says, "No, it's a bullshit movie," you know. On the spot, brother. And this is just one example. Now you gotta believe me, you gotta believe on this story, but I've got plenty of these things going on.
Yeah.
It's my phone will talk to me. It's I ask a question and the character in the movie will answer it. I ask a question and it's the label on the chips who's gonna answer it. It's just too coincidental.
Yeah. Those we
So
like to
what
call
so
that
what I'm saying
synchronicity.
is it's a little bit tricky there because it's and you know this like this Bible saying, "Ask and ye shall get it."
Hmm. Ask
You
and you
know
shall receive.
this.
Yeah.
Okay, you shall receive, and there's the whole thing with law of attraction going on.
Hmm.
There is you heard of it, I'm sure, and
Yeah.
there's a book and all of that, the secret book. This stuff is
Hey,
Mr.
Lee's
Lee is
back.
back.
I'm back.
We're talking
Welcome
about
back.
Sorry
synchronicity,
about that.
Lee.
Technical difficulties. Crazy. I don't know what's going
Oh,
on.
welcome, Lee. You're
First
welcome.
the camera, now so
So to refresh you, we are discussing, sometimes some guys differentiate astral projection, lucid dreaming,
oh yeah.
and all of that, all these different kinds of experiences. But I put it all in dreaming, But maybe I could put a psychedelic experience in it as well, But so when I say shifting and the project, the shifter is it's about it because for me it's shifting. It's just shifting, and then we were discussing with Matt, and I was telling Matt, okay, but I have difficulties to label experience as out of body, and I have
yeah.
difficulty to label it as lucid dreaming because there is astral projection and because there is out of body. So I don't want to label it. The guys will start to fight. Oh, this is lucid dream. Let's upgrade it. Let's jump back to the body and upgrade it, and it's even more confusing. So what? You came out from your body, now is an out of body experience, is it? So, I mean, so So I don't label it, and then I was telling Matt, hey, I don't even know where we are right now.
Yeah,
So
that's a good point, man.
why would I start labeling the other kinds of experiences? Because what, I'm so sure where I am right now? No, no, I'm not.
A very good
And
point.
then I was saying that there is this back and forth information going on. You know, the coincidences. You know, you think something, and then you have the answer in front of you.
Yep.
You know, this kind
Yeah.
of thing. What is that? Is it a supercomputer that is listening to what you do, you know, and the law of attraction, the guys want to have something in their lives and they attract it, they actually have it. I did many things in my life that way. I started in childhood, you know, by I want this toy, and in the afternoon my dad comes back with that exact toy, you know. I didn't ask my mother, nobody, you know. It's just started like this. I noticed it. There was no book The Secret at that point of time, but I just you know, daydream about something, like Matt does. I daydream, but I daydream and daydream and daydream until it gets to be real, you know. And certain situations, you know. So what the heck is going on?
Well, what do you think is going on then?
Well, something definitely goes
Something,
on,
yeah.
and I am completely in peace with it. And I noticed that definitely something is listening, or you know, it's something, or somebody is granting these things. And I tend to think that happy things are granted with much stronger energy than I mean, it's granted much faster than things with negative stuff. You
Yeah.
know, if you dream about being sick, it's gonna take years. If you dream about being healthy, it's gonna happen in few moments from now. You know, it can be fast.
Yeah.
Uh, so if you have happy things you want to make, I have impression it's granted much faster.
Interesting. I mean, yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's,
try. I mean, I'm not saying believe in what I say.
yeah,
Just try
try
it
it
out. If
yourself.
you, and maybe you guys have to try it to attract things. I don't know. It happens, you know.
Yeah. If
I
you
mean,
will it, it is no dream, right, man?
I'm not asking for approval there. You know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's there. I mean, for me, it is there. I have no doubt about it.
Yeah.
No more, no more. I mean, now I'm just throwing the question to whoever is sensitive to it. What the heck is going on, guys?
Yeah.
What the
Exactly.
heck? Nobody has an answer, you
That's
know.
the ancient question everybody's been
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
answer for forever.
They didn't answer it thousands of years ago. We're probably not answering today, so but
So
it's good to
yeah.
be in a state of unknowing too, you know. That's where you can learn the best, I think.
Well, at least, you should know this. Like, I forgot who said that. One of the philosophers. The smart guy is still searching while the stupid has already found.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Nice.
exactly right. Or the wise know that they know nothing. Like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I know nothing, but and I think is another important part in it is be fine with it. You know, it's not to kill yourself in the search, because that's another a trap. Probably it's another trap there,
Hmm.
is to get frustrated by the search and be completely crazy about the search. Somebody else said, is not me. I think living life with gracefully, with a certain uncertainty, you know, something like that, you know. So I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I don't need to. I don't look for approvals. I just share. I just share what I have discovered, and I'm fine with it. You know, I don't need approval. I don't need
Yeah.
and I'm fine if I'm not. But I look
Well,
for. I
well,
try
we're
to.
we're we appreciate you taking the time and sharing with us your knowledge, even if you still have some questions yourself. I think that you have a ton of knowledge to share with people, and you have shown me and the listeners as well as Matt what you actually have to offer, and that is a great deal in understanding this experience that we have when we sleep. And So I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to share that with us.
Lee, I'm going to start crying. Yeah?
Oh, geez. Oh, my God. Yeah. And people can go to your website. It's lucidityforall.com, and it's the number 4, and read tons of information about your experiences there, as well as like your techniques as well. You said that people can go there and actually read it versus like having to pay money and stuff like that to get your knowledge. But definitely having a guide that knows, you're a guide versus like an instructor, I'd say. That's what.
Yeah. I hate rules.
Yeah.
I'm an anarchist. I hate any kind of hierarchy, even though I respect the elders. I respect what they have done, but I respect as much the new generation. So I'm putting all the accent on the young ones, and I think they are the future. And we cannot put the burdens of the ancestors on the new generation. But at the same time I respect them. But yeah, so it's like, oh, the eldest knew better. And yeah, nah. Some of them didn't invent shoes.
Yeah, man. Well, it's good that we have people like you that can educate people today. So thank you.
Yeah, no, I think we can. I'm very happy to do this, guys. This with you guys. Maybe we can have a few more podcasts
We'll follow
in the
up.
future.
And is there any other sites or anything like that you would like to share, like your Facebook group with the listeners?
On the Facebook is Lucidity for All. 4 is a number there, the digit, and the website is the same .com. The project with the shifter.org, that one is more. I'm still not very clear for the website, but on the Facebook is more for the teachers. So you guys, please go join there. With the job that you do, you gotta be there. All the teachers are welcome there, or guys who promote these things. This is the place. So at the moment, this is designed for that. So teachers who share among themselves. I want. I was the shifter. I mean, on my side is the concept of shifting is shifting reality frames and all of that, and but probably the website and all of that is gonna be the platform of the teachers, and it's free of access. It's not a closed group, so it's not a closed page, so everyone can access. But on the group is only for teachers, so there are no guys who please teach me how to do this or that. Is more for teachers. So the shifter is more for teachers. And if you want to learn, go to the Lucidity for All. I think now we are a second group in the worldwide that comes up for lucidity, lucid dreaming keywords, or astral projection. I think we are group number 2 in the world. It's very active.
You can find Youri's work at Lucidity for All, Lucidity number 4 all, and yeah, check back later for more content, and let us know what you think in the comments.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Youri.
All right, guys. Yeah, you have a good night, huh?
Yeah, you good day, man.
Have a good day.
Try to do some of your lucid tricks tonight, man.
Yeah.
See how well they work.
And I would like to thank you for your smiles, guys. I really appreciate it. I really
You got the
appreciate
biggest one, dude. You got the biggest smile of all of us.
All right, thank
All right,
you.
man.
You're gonna make me cry again.
Oh, jeez.
See you.
See you, dude.
Okay, see you guys.
All right.
See you. Ciao.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Cosmic Echo, a Tail Eater podcast. If you'd like to learn more about Youri and his work, please visit our website at taileaters.com/CE podcast, and there you can click on links that will take you to Youri's works, as well as his website. Additionally, you can support our podcast through our Patreon page, which is located at the same site. We look forward to bringing you additional episodes in the near future, but until then, happy dreaming.